Welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today I have an idea in my mind that I want to turn into soap form, which is a green mountain range with a beautiful sky on top. That's what's in my mind. My husband and I recently got back from a cruise. Oh my goodness, this was on our bucket list, and I'm feeling so blessed. We went to Ireland and Scotland and Wales and England, and it was just spectacular, absolutely spectacular. And the landscape, breathtaking, as well as the castles and all the architecture. I tell you what, it just knocked my socks off. I enjoyed every single part of the cruise. I met a fellow soaper on the ship, which was so awesome. I mean, the soap world is not that big, so I think that's really cool that we were on the same ship together. Hi, Karen. So today's soap, the landscape vision in my head is we're going to do sort of a green, hilly, mountainish structure and then pour the sky on top. And for the green, hilly, mountainous structure, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Let me show you the colors first, then we'll talk about it. I have this evergreen mica from Brambleberry, Brambleberry, and it is gorgeous. This is, if you're looking for a pretty green, do yourself a favor. It's beautiful. And then I have pine mica from Be Scented, another gorgeous one. And they're different tones. So we'll do it in the pot swirl, and I'm gonna mix these up to a nice thick trace. Pour them in the bottom of my little Amazon mold, and then, if you saw like a year ago, I did another mountain soap, and I did this technique. So you get a nice thick soap batter, and I take my little trusty spatulas, and you can kind of heap it up and create a mountainy, hilly in the middle of your soap mold. I'll talk you through it when we do it. It's kind of fun to play with soap. I feel like I'm playing with Play-Doh or something, but we're gonna create a hill with our spatulas. Let me tell you about the fragrance, and then we'll get to the sky portion. Fragrance today is Breezes and Sunshine from Nature's Garden. Oh my, this smells nice. It's very fresh, very unisex. It really does smell like breezes and sunshine, almost a cotton type scent. I'm really liking it. And to me, it looks like, it smells like wide open spaces on a hill. So I thought this went along perfect with my vision of the soap. And this is supposed to behave well in cold processed soap. So that's the fragrance we're going to use. Now let's talk about the sky color. I'm going to use a little titanium dioxide for an in the pot swirl with my azure blue mica. Look at that. So pretty. I just want this to be beautiful because I just felt like everywhere I looked over in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, I mean, everywhere I looked, it was breathtaking everywhere. Just incredible. If somebody's watching this and you live there, oh my goodness. Do you ever get tired of the scenery? It's just fabulous. All right, all that being said, I'm going to get everything pulled together, and we're going to come back and hopefully bring this sort of vision to life and make a beautiful green mountain range soap today. All right, we are back, and I've done a little prep work, and I'll talk you through what I have done here. Here is my oils with all the additives split into 2 equal portions. Here is my aloe vera lye solution split into 2 equal portions. And there's a couple things I want to talk about. And the fragrance is already in here. That helped me measure everything and get everything split equally. This fragrance, Breezes and Sunshine. Again, it smells fantastic, but like I always do, I went to Nature's Garden. I look up whatever manufacturer fragrance I'm using and looked at the usage rate. The usage rate in soap on this fragrance is 2%. And I'm glad I looked that up because normally I default to 5%. So 2% on the fragrance. I just wanted to give another plug. If you're new to soap making, wherever you're getting your supplies, there's probably a lot of information there. So always look up usage rates and things like that. It's good information. So let's talk about our soap recipe today, which I'm excited to do this. So this has, between the two, I'm going to say 1 volume that I've split in half. I'm not going to go in each one. So altogether, it has 14.4 ounces or 408 grams of coconut oil, 2.4 ounces or 68 grams of palm kernel flakes, 2.4 ounces or 68 grams of cocoa butter, 4.8 ounces or 136 grams of shea butter, 2.4 ounces or 68 grams of castor oil, 9.6 ounces or 272 grams of sunflower oil, and 12 ounces of olive oil or 340 grams of olive oil. That's what's going on in here. And over here in the lye, we have 6.9 ounces of sodium hydroxide, or 195 grams, mixed with 13.5 ounces or 381 grams of liquid. And for my liquid, I used 50% distilled water, 50% aloe vera juice. That's what we've got going on. All right, so we've got everything split. I think I covered everything, the fragrance, the recipe, the additives. I have kale and clay, colloidal oats, and buttermilk powder in here. That's what else I did. So let me get one of these pushed off to the side. That is our sky layer that I just moved along. This is going to be our grassy mountain hilly range structure that we're going to play around with our spatulas. And let me pull this out and get my stick blender in here. And I'm going to go for a nice light emulsion and a nice light trace. Get this split off for colors, and then I will blend it really well, because you know we need a good firm frosting consistency to shape our little mountain region. And now we just have to wait for this to thicken up enough where we can come in and play with our little spatulas here. Since this was such a slow moving trace and I'm still waiting for it to firm up, I'm going to go ahead and get my blue skies mixed, and then I'll let that set and we'll come back and shape our mountains. All right, we are back to test and see if this is firm enough to hold some little peaks, and it's really just as easy as digging in here and kind of playing with it until you get the shape you're happy with. And I kind of filled this up full, so I don't know how high of a mountain peak I can go to. It's a little soft, so I'm just kind of building up here in the middle. You can see how if it was much firmer, you could really, like, you know, get this going. I might try and go to one side here. It's a little soft for this, but it's coming along. So it really is just a matter of playing around with it until you get the shape that you're happy with. And it's kind of fun. So I have leftover batter that I'm going to put in this little piece of plastic wrap and put it in my piping bag. I just have an open hole and we'll do sort of a high top thing. I don't want to waste the batter. And so let's get it on here. You guys, we are back. I'm laughing because I just made a muddly mess on the top here. Kind of a disaster, but it smells really good. And we'll talk about what I believe happened with this. The first thing that happened was I didn't quit while I was ahead. I kept fussing with it, and I really should have left enough alone. But I didn't. I did come in and steam the top. I forgot to bring my camera, but I wanted to show you what a steamed top looks like compared to this little soap flower. I had a teeny bit of the frosting left over, and there's the difference. This is just a teeny bit of soda ash on here. But I was trying to do anything I could do to make this top look a little better, but oh my word, it's bloppy. It's really kind of special looking. Kind of fun though, right? Maybe this looks like our hills that we'll represent on the inside. So let's get this out of the mold and see if that hill on the inside makes me any happier. This top. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, let's get it out of the mold. We are back with the lovely Olga, and she sort of matches color coordinates with this really messy top of mine. Oh my word, so embarrassingly not beautiful. Well, I think the individual bars are going to look cute. And so let me talk about what went on in my world and why this top looks the way it does. So I already said part of the reason is because I just kept fussing with it, and the batter was still, some of the batter was still very fluid, and the more I fussed with it, the more it sort of wanted to collapse, and it was just a whole thing. All right. So anyway, what happened was this was a very slow moving fragrance, which is great, but titanium dioxide speeds trace. And I blended that as much as I blended the others. Look at that. That's kind of fun looking though, isn't it? And you can very subtly make out the different green tones. So my titanium dioxide, the little white portions, firmed up faster than the green and the blues. Aw, these are kind of fun looking. It looks like a stormy mountain range. And so when I put the piping in the bag and the white portion got firmed up and the blue and the green were still pretty fluid, and I started piping, and at first they came out cute little dollops, and then when I hit the white portion it sort of plugged up the piping bag. And and then I had to squeeze hard, and it was bloppy, and it didn't peak on the little, with the piping tips, and it just went downhill rather quickly from there. So that is what was going on. That's why there's little blops of white. Yeah, but that's cute. And the reason my mountain range is sort of low like that is because this was such a slow moving fragrance. I didn't get to peak it up as, like with sharp peaks, because it was still so soft, and I was losing my patience, which is not a good thing. Soaping sometimes will test your patience. This is really, I think they're kind of cool looking. This is very odd on top, but they smell good though. Let's talk about the positives here. This breezes and sunshine, even at 2% fragrance load, is very nice, very present, very clean smelling. So that is a plus. But just a word to the wise, and this was not a slow moving recipe. So this fragrance is a slow mover. So be prepared for that. Oh goodness, oh my. All right, what else can I say? Not what I was expecting, but we're gonna roll with the positive here. They smell good. The mountains are kind of fun. The sky looks pretty. All right, let's focus on the positive and not my super messy bloppy top. Oh, goodness sakes. You win some, you lose some. And I think I will come back and give you guys a lather test with this, because it's a relatively new recipe, and I love to lather new recipes and see how they are. So we'll come back and do a lather test, and I'll talk a little bit more. But I'm disappointed. I had great vision in my mind. This does not represent the beautiful landscapes that I saw overseas. So This is not a representation. That would not be doing them justice at all. This kind of is what it is, but it was fun to make, and I might revisit this design another time with a different fragrance, or when I have more patience. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to let these sit for a few hours. We'll come back in and do the beveling and stamping, and then we'll do a lather test, and I will do an outro then and wrap it up with some more talk. So we'll see you in a little bit. Forgot to mention one last thing. These soaps are not even a week old, and I did do a lather test. I had somebody ask me, they were very confused about that. Soap is fully saponified, which means the lye and the oils have fully bonded together. They've done their soapy thing, and this is the correct pH after about 72 hours. It is safe to use. I will still cure my soaps for about 4 to 6 weeks. I'll just set them over on the rack there for several weeks to continue to cure, harden, and all the excess liquid evaporate out so that they're a better, longer lasting bar. But they are safe to use after 72 hours. So I just didn't want any confusion on that. So there it is. All right, we are back for the lather test. I am really hoping the lather is a redeeming quality on this soap. I'm very excited about the recipe. The fragrance smells good. I'm just so sorry that this didn't come out like my vision. All that being said, we're going to do a lather test. I want to show you my little nail brush. These are my nails that have gel polish, and since I'm growing my natural nails out a little bit longer now, I need a nail brush. And I wanted to show you, I found these on Amazon. They're bamboo with little natural bristles, and they really help. They help me keep my nails clean. So I wanted to show you my new little brush. That sits by my sink with my soap ends that I have back there. So when I need to wash my hands, I can do that. All right, let's get in here and see what we got. It feels wonderful. The buttermilk powder is going to make this really creamy feeling, and indeed it does. Look at that. The lather's coming through already. Okay, this has a fabulous lather. That is definitely a redeeming quality. Even though my vision did not play out as expected or hoped for, this lather, golly, this is nice. Really nice. Kind of a medium build. It's fluffy, it's creamy feeling. I love it. And of course, with the 20% sunflower oil, it's going to reduce the price, save you some money on olive oil, all of that. So the recipe today, it's fabulous. This aloe vera and buttermilk, it feels really good. You can see the bubbles in there. It's just great. Well, I am delighted with the lather here. It feels so good. And again, you know, soap doesn't always come out the way you plan, and this top here definitely did not come out as planned. And even if the top had come out, I would have preferred my peaks to be a little higher on the inside. This was definitely a learning curve for me. You know, I've been soaping for almost 2 decades now, and I'm still learning. I still make mistakes. So if you're a new soaper, be encouraged. Sometimes the vision you're having of your bars is not going to play out, and it's still fabulous soap. This is going to be wonderful in the shower, by the sink. I get asked a lot if I use my soap on my face. Yes, I do. I will use this on my face. I remove my makeup with my own bar soap. And so I love it. This is a great lather. This recipe is fab. The design, a little janky, but you know what? Let's just count this good because the soap is fabulous. So anyway, thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you give the recipe a try and that your design comes out exactly how you imagined it to. And I hope you have a wonderful day.